all the folks present over here to kindly settle in their seats because we are about to start. At 3, 2, and 1.
आप सभी को मेरा हृदय से नमस्कार। मेरा नाम तारा सिंह है। मैं उत्तर प्रदेश के जिला कुशीनगर के छोटे से गांव कटकुइयां से हूं। क्या आप मुझे 2 पल दे सकते हैं? क्या आप कल्पना कर सकते हैं कि इस जागृति यात्रा के 15 दिन के सफर में पानी नहीं हो तो क्या होगा? क्या आप कल्पना कर सकते हैं कि इस जागृति यात्रा के 15 दिन के सफर में अगर शौचालय न हो तो क्या होगा? दुर्भाग्य से हमारे देश की आधे से अधिक जनसंख्या की यही कहानी है।
सोचिए कि सभी समस्याएं एक कम्युनिटी सदियों से झेलती आ रही है, जिनके पास पानी स्टोर करने के लिए फैसिलिटीज नहीं है, जिन्हें हर एक काम के लिए एक ही प्रकार का पानी यूज करना पड़ता है, जहां औरतों को अपने गांव से मीलों दूर चलना पड़ता है, वो भी बस 1 या 2 बाल्टी पानी के लिए, जहाँ के बच्चों को अपने जन्म से खराब पानी पीना पड़ता है और उस वजह से उनका स्वास्थ्य हमेशा खतरे में रहता है। कोई भी समस्या सुलझाई जा सकती है, ये बताने वाला इन कम्युनिटीज को कोई चाहिए था। That's where ग्राम विकास comes into the picture। तो ये जानना जरूरी है कि ये सब शुरू कहाँ से हुआ। So I will give you the brief description of their history। इनकी शुरुआत हुई थी साइक्लोन रिलीफ से। So after working for over 8 years, ग्राम विकास was finally registered in 1979। They worked in Kirandimal Hills। ग्राम विकास ने 43 years पूरे कर लिए हैं, and we will see the work of all those years decade wise। So in first decade they worked on energy, education, health and natural resources। In second decade they worked on ways to improve the quality of life of rural communities, water and sanitation, credit-linked housing। Moving forward, in third decade, after surviving devastating cyclones, they focused on building back better। In fourth decade, they are focusing on expanding reach, strengthening work with the government, and effective corporate partnerships। Thank you।
So I would be talking about the approach with Vikas yesterday. The approach is coined as mantra, movement and action network for transformation of rural areas. It promotes a socially inclusive, gender equitable, self-managed and financially viable model of sustainable and holistic development of communities. So 5 different approaches which Gram Vikas is taking is, the first one is all or none. 100% inclusion is required for any Gram Panchayat to get on board. If one doesn't get on board to the mission, the contamination will happen and the disease will continue to spread. Sharing of cost, that's the second approach. The societies contribute a major share for the capital of building bathrooms and piped water. 60% of the capital for bathrooms and 25% for piped water supply. Taking responsibility. The society or the Gram Panchayat has to take responsibility for their own benefit. It helps to generate consensus and mobilize contributions by the society. Equitable participation. So, Gram Vikas focuses not only on the men but also women and poor people. Financial stability is the approach. Corpus fund by the villagers is very much required for maintenance of the bathrooms and toilets. So, these approaches involves a lot of operational work like civil engineering works, including the surveys of the village, design of water tanks, estimation, project report and approvals. These are implemented by 2 program teams. One is water and sanitation infrastructure and the second one is water source sustainability. So the water resource technology groups come into play and help both of the other program teams and provide technical knowledge and support.
There are a total 6 pillars of Gram Vikas. The first pillar is village institutions. So to build village level capabilities, structures and processes and to enable the stronger self-governance by the communities. This village institutions, level institutions platform is integral part of all the activities taken up by the Gram Vikas. The village water and sanitation committee is the common platform where community level decisions are taken and carried out. The second pillar of Gram Vikas is livelihood. to ensure sustainability of land and forest resources. They are scaling the peoples and throughout the diversified livelihood. They are working on to have the better incomes of the farmers. Currently, 11 projects are going on in the livelihood pillar. The third pillar is sanitation and health. So Gram Vikas motivates communities to adopt safe sanitation and hygiene behavior and help build household infrastructure. Currently, 6 projects are ongoing in sanitation and health. So next, I request Yash to continue with the pillars.
Hello everyone, I'm Yash Techy, young teenage entrepreneur of 19 years old. So basically, I will be taking over the left other 3 verticals of pillars of Gram Vikas. So first is water. So almost 80% of the diseases which we see in the common world, especially in the villages in which Gram Vikas is operating, are the waterborne diseases. And basically access to safe and clean water in these villages was a major concern for this Gram Vikas. So they always follow the integrated models of water and supply system which ensure the sanitation and preservation of water for the future purposes as well. And along with that, in terms of incorporation of knowledge amongst making all of the people who are living there, they have ensured that the 3 aspects should always be covered in terms of awareness. They are awareness, knowledge, and overall the values incorporation amongst all of these people who are living there. For the 5th aspect which comes into picture is the education and youth. You know, when I visited the overall, they have shown in the Tamara village, they have shown us that school which they have, and even all of us have been there. So whatever I have witnessed, this was just the education and school establishment by incorporation of technology along with the assurance that we are incorporating and ensuring that fair equity of girls and education. It's one of the aspects which I have appreciated more. And it clearly makes us to find that point that just like the picture, if a girl child is educated, the whole family is also educated. And coming on to the last pillar is habitat and technology. Every ecosystem is established when we are talking about a particular thing. And this is what Gram Vikas has also taken a picture. They have always accelerated the processes by incorporating the technology into all of the processes. I have seen the integrated water and supply system which they have done. And there was a central water system which is there in the village which I have seen. And I really like the point that each of the villages are taking it from there and all of them has that value of team building and everything. Thank you so much. I just want to speak.
So for any organization that has stuck around and made such a huge amount of change for over 40 years, the biggest question is how do they operate? Equity and dignity are at the heart of what they do. People are their most important asset, and this embeds them into the community more than anything else. The basic structure has 3 main components. The governing board decides the strategic direction, ensuring that the work remains responsive to what the community needs. Rather than searching for a vertical and then making change there, they reach for the community, identify the problems, and then bring about the change. The management team supports the executive director, programs and implements leadership for various programs. They have individual local level teams, which have approximately 11 to 15 members, but majority of them, like let's say the group is of 11 people, 10 of them are members from the local community with equal representation from both genders, with the representation of Gram Vikas being only 1%. This organization is powered by 3 things: donations from CSR, partnerships with a lot of foundations that we're aware of, Wipro Cares, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Interglobe Foundation, HDFC. Coming to water, sanitation and health, they mobilize and support village communities to build, manage, maintain their own water supply systems rather than just establishing a system that is not sustainable. They ensure continued availability of clean water for drinking and domestic uses. Integrated with sanitation facilities and awareness, this enables households to adopt safe sanitation practices and reduce the amount of diseases and occurrence in women. This awareness and knowledge to ensure sustainability of resources leads to water being secure in the long term.
Now I would like to talk about the impact when come to the any social sector organization or non-profit like जागृति. हम लोग 500 लोग तो आया था, लेकिन इसके बाद पता चला है कितना लोग स्टार्टअप बना लिया, कंपनी बना लिया, वो उसका इम्पैक्ट में रहते हैं. जैसे इसमें भी देखें तो when comes to the water, 98,643 households have a water caps with water supply. and livelihoods 6,660 persons, of which 632 women are trained as masons. And when it comes to the productivity of land, they made Hajj impact of around 10,933 hectares of land, and which covers around the 43 villages in one district of Odisha. And they made wasteland around 10,822 into the regenerated into fruit cultivation, fuel and fodder plantation. And when it comes to the sanitation and health, 1,472 villages open defecation free, and from where around the 2 lakhs women take safe private bath in the with a supply of water within their home. And habitat and technology, 54,571 families adopted a renewable energy source for cooking, and they made 54,571 biogas plant around which covers the 13 district of Odisha. And they made 16,568 families disaster proof houses. And when it comes to the village institution and coverage, around the 7,311 women are participating actively in the village institution at Gram Panchayat levels. And education and youth, 13,071 first generation which are belongs to the Advati community is matriculated from the Gram Vikas schools. And disaster response also, they supported around the 1,59,300 households during the immediate support during the disaster and cyclones. And now I would like to hand over Amar.
Hello. Yeah. So you might have heard about words like achievement, success, and progress and whatnot. But without continuous growth and progress, such words have no meaning. So Gram Vikas has been following two approaches, which is called Decade 5 strategy. And just I'm going to explain it with one small example. If you're working on a business, so how do you maintain it? How do you scope? What are the scopes? By maintaining, by consolidating that the current infrastructure is working fine enough, and by expanding what we are gonna do, like for the Gram Vikas, they will be expanding in neighboring villages. They will be trying to cover more than 100 plus villages and so on. So just two factors are been focused for the scope part: consolidating and expanding. Now I'd like to give my mic to Sri.
Hello. So now we'll go with the SWOT analysis. So basically, I will go with the strength actually. So mainly, the major strength they are following is that one is the gravity-based water system. That is like very good actually for the poor people who are like very accessibility of the power, everything. So they can access the water at any time, irrespective of the time. So coming on to the other strength, what I have to highlight is that the lorry baker constructions. So major people who are dying in septic tanks is due to the inhaling of the toxic gases. So what they are doing is that so they are constructing in a way that this toxic gases will go out irrespective of the time. So when they have to clean the manhole, at that time there won't be any toxic gas present in that. So that is the two major strengths which I have to highlight. So I will be giving for my.
Looking at the weakness part, especially the messaging is quite complex. Being open to everything and being open to all sorts of things has no common binding factor for community to be formed and taking individual responsibilities. And one other weakness to majorly focus on is they focus on educating the audience too. When they focus on educating, they also need to spend more time and resource on it so that they have to use that productive time in the efficiency. So the efficiency of the project that they perform is low, which also directly involves in the success rate. So it has low success rate also in some villages. And all their needs are not being met, like whatever they deliver, but their basic needs are met. They've been taking care of them. When it comes to opportunities, there are a lot of scope to work with governments and all the other NGOs to use the untapped potentials to bring these make use of government subsidies, government schemes, and give micro credits and create such ecosystem into the other programs that they continue in the villages. And one of the important opportunity that they have is the ability to use their credibility that they already built previously to work with other NGOs and learn from their best practices and involve it in their practices.
Let's take last part of SWOT analysis, that is threats. As we all know that we live in a society and society is very dynamic in nature. Then the first, if we see the threats and we divide it categorically, it must be 3 categories. First one is on the basis of economics, second is basis of social, and third one is politics. The first one is economics. The first one is new types of community development models which may be expensive in some times is threat to the Gram Vikas because the funds must be limited, and in that limited funds the Gram Vikas have to work. The second one is government policies, that is inflation changes in tax and change in tax structure. It imposes more cost on the working model of Gram Vikas, and due to this the wages rises, and due to the wages rises the finance constraint occurs. Let's take another is second one is the social aspect. जब हम सोसाइटी में रहते हैं तो बहुत सारे सोशल फैक्टर एक साथ काम कर रहे होते हैं और उनसे निपटना अपने आप में बहुत मुश्किल काम है. अगर एक बार जैसे अगर सोसाइटी में कास्ट कॉन्फ्लिक्ट हो गया तो जो हम काम कर रहे होते हैं वो काम बहुत धीरे हो जाता है क्योंकि हमारा ध्यान दूसरी तरफ चला जाता है. तो ये एक बहुत बड़ा थ्रेट है हमारे लिए, ये हमारे काम को बहुत धीरे कर देता है. द थर्ड वन इज द एरिया इज मलेरिया एपिडेमिक एरिया. अगर मलेरिया आ जाता है तो फिर हमें अपने सारे कामों को छोड़ के एक तरफ ध्यान करना पड़ता है और इसमें बहुत सारे फाइनेंसेस की जरूरत पड़ती है जो कि हमारे काम को और धीरे कर देता है. अगर हम लास्ट वन देखते हैं जो है क्लाइमेट चेंज. ये क्लाइमेट चेंज इतना बड़ा है कि इवन पीपल हैव नो नॉलेज अबाउट क्लाइमेट चेंज. दे डू नॉट नो व्हाट इज गोइंग ऑन. लेकिन क्लाइमेट चेंज चल रहा है और इतना माइन्यूटली चल रहा है कि लोगों को पता तक नहीं क्लाइमेट चेंज है. इवन यहाँ तक कि क्रॉप पैटर्न शिफ्ट हो रहे हैं, 1 मंथ 2 मंथ आगे चल रहे हैं, बट लोगों को पता ही नहीं है. अगर खाना ही नहीं रहेगा तो फिर दूसरे कामों की तरफ हम देख ही नहीं सकते हैं. तो ये एक बहुत बड़ा फैक्टर है. और जो लास्ट वन वाला है जो हमारे सबसे बड़ा है वो है कन्वीनियंट क्रिटिसिज्म. पीपल से दैट वी आर वर्किंग फ्रॉम कन्वर्जन. ये हमारे लिए एक बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है कि हमें इन सब चीज़ों को देख के चलना होता है कि हमारे ऊपर कोई उंगली ना उठे. जब आप कुछ अच्छा काम कर रहे होते हैं तो सबकी निगाहें आपके ऊपर होती हैं और कड़ी पैनी निगाहें होती हैं. तो इसको ये हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है और इन सबको साथ लेके इन सबको देखते हुए हम अपना काम कर रहे हैं और शायद हम अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं.
So thanks to all my friends doing great job presenting the whole story, history and pillars and the future scope and approach and analysis and everything. When it comes to a non-profit organization, one of the main factor is fundraising. So we were asked to answer the alternative source of fundraising for Gram Vikas. Apart from CSR funding and a few crowdfunding campaigns that they were running, they can also use the platforms like Ramide, where social lending happens. As small as 100 rupees also can be invested in village projects for individuals, and for that they can earn interest also. It's a lending platform, not a donation platform that can be used. And second is like organizations like Social Venture Partners or United Way can also be tapped, where they are connected to a lot of HNIs and other organizations. It's easy to go through them for bigger fundraising opportunities. And there are new age donors like Rainmatter Foundation and Anand Mahindra Foundation, where they're actually looking for NGOs and organizations who are sustainable in the long run. They're not looking for organizations, not anymore for depending on big donations. They want to see organizations who can be self-sustainable, maybe like a hybrid model of revenue and not anymore. I mean, long-term dependency shouldn't be there. That can be they can focus on that also. And we were asked to answer one more question, like a scalability. We had a very limited visibility yesterday in the visit. So from whatever we have seen, the problems and solutions that they're solving is very specific to demography. So we could see capacity building that they have done for women to become self-sustainable, to become independent can be a scalable model in different parts of India for different organizations. So now I hand over to the last team who would set on a high note.
We have a short and sweet act which we have designed, and I and Megha, myself being Yash, are going to perform that. So I request kindly keep this area vacant for the time being. There is a planet habited by invisible people. एक ऐसी दुनिया जो अदृश्य है, cursed by the Trishul of God, अनंत की त्रिशूल से शापित, unprotected by the pores of hell, नरक की कहर से असुरक्षित, quenching their thirst by water turned to poison, जहां लोग जहर से प्यास बुझाते थे. The planet weeps while sinking. वो आंसुओं में डूब रही और दुनिया उन्हें देख रही. Their ship of strength steers through waves of pain. पीड़ा की लहरों में उनकी शक्ति की नौका जूझती रही. अरे कोई तिनके का सहारा तो दो. नहीं. और तब अंधेरे की अंगड़ाई से निकला उजाले की एक आस, ग्राम विकास. परिस्थिति पे संवाद और दिया ज्ञान का आशीर्वाद. प्रकृति के तांडव में बेबस, बेहाल और बेदर्द. अरे कोई तो सुनो, अरे कोई तो सुनो, लिखते थे वो खत. और फिर एक दिन बन ही गया उनकी खुशी उम्मीदों का छत. प्रदूषित अमृत रह गई कल की बात. वाह रे ग्राम विकास क्या ही निभाया साथ. वाह रे ग्राम विकास क्या ही निभाया साथ. वाह रे ग्राम विकास क्या ही निभाया साथ. Thank you guys. This was Group 18. Our presentation on water and sanitation. We are open to quick Q&A now, and we'll be taking all the questions that are being raised. Do you have questions? Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Wonderful effort. How much time did you guys have?
1 hour.
Within 1 hour?
Yeah.
Stupendous. I think that's an awesome effort. Fairly comprehensive. I think you kind of covered all aspects. Yeah. And of course, yes, you made sure that everybody is involved, not overdone anywhere. Okay. Messaging in terms of whatever key points emerged out of the visit, you've been able to communicate fairly well. Yep. A big round of applause. So, I would always add something, okay? Now, while there's a brilliant effort, no questions, right? I don't think I could have presented better, okay? I would always urge you to say, okay, so what? Right? Think, always challenge yourself, say, okay, this is brilliant. So what? For, I mean, how many of you are entrepreneurs here in this group? Yep. What does this mean for your business? What does this mean? What learnings are you taking back for your business? Yeah. You can share that, but let me complete this with that, right? What does it mean for some idea that you're working on? Right? What does it mean for the communities that you've been involved in? Right? Now, that's like, would have made it even more complete, right? It's like, I mean, there's no, like I said, absolutely brilliant presentation, great effort. Within 1 hour, I think what you did in terms of making sure that there's no duplication, very distinct aspects covered, not an easy effort. Yep. Always ask yourself, so what? That's your idea. That's Gram Vikas. Now we've come here to get inspired, right? What am I taking back personally for my life, or for my group, for my community? Okay? It hasn't stopped. I mean, you obviously have the opportunity from now to BGT to further, right? Start thinking on those lines and keep building on it. Yeah, it's like muscle building, right? If you're doing meditation, you're kind of developing yourself. There's no like, you arrive, right? So, brilliant, great show. Any other questions from any of you?
Absolutely, no questions on that. I think another big round of applause for the team.
हेलो, एक्चुअली हम विजिट में गए थे, आप वहाँ से हमें इंफॉर्मेशन क्या मिली थी कि वो CSR और गवर्नमेंट फंडिंग पे डिपेंड है, लेकिन वो फंडिंग बंद हो गई, तो ग्राम विकास कैसे सस्टेन करें? ये थोड़ा क्वेश्चन था, मतलब बताइए। मैंने एक्चुअली उससे उस एम्प्लॉय को पूछा मैंने, लेकिन उन्होंने बताया कि मतलब हमारे पास अभी तो सफिशिएंट फंड नहीं है। आपने मतलब आपको क्या इंफॉर्मेशन मिली है उनकी सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट, सस्टेनेबिलिटी पे आप क्या कहना चाहते हैं?
तो अगर हम फंडिंग की बात करें, सिर्फ CSR से फंड नहीं आते हैं। गवर्नमेंट प्रोग्राम्स हैं जैसे JJM जल जीवन मिशन और स्वच्छ भारत अभियान, तो कई सारे रिसोर्सेज हैं जहाँ से पैसा आता है। और CSR सिर्फ एक नहीं है, CSR सैकड़ों है। तो एक इंसान अगर पैसा देना बंद कर दे, बाकी के 99 बाकी के हजारों लोग हैं पैसा देने वाले। ये है फर्स्ट पॉइंट। और सेकंड पॉइंट ये है कि हम इसको सस्टेनेबल कह रहे हैं, मतलब हम उन लोगों को ट्रेनिंग दे रहे हैं, कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग कर रहे हैं कि वो अपने आप भी बिना पैसे के वो आगे चला सके। तो अगर पैसा एक्चुअली बंद भी हो जाता है एक पॉइंट पे, तो वो खुद इतने सेल्फ रिलायंट हो जाएंगे कि वो खुद ही वो आगे उसे बढ़ा सकेंगे।
I think one more thing, right? If you just look at what I was baffled by the amount of money that is coming in, right? The amount of 30 crores, what we heard, right? Now imagine the community is getting empowered. So what more you want?
I think as I mentioned before, there are many organizations who are working in climate change, especially last 3-4 years, like Rainmatter Foundation and many more organizations like SPP and Giving is Anyway there. So tapping into those networks is very important and letting them know that there is something happening in Odisha and they can support. And donors are not all donors are location specific, so we can tap them and we can connect them to Gram Vikas. That's one possibility we can explore.
So to quickly add on to the point you raised, sir, first and foremost, very grateful to you for that pertinent point. But if there could be one key takeaway from visit of Gram Vikas for my venture and probably for the rest of folks over here, is that the solution that works. Many a time we go with preconceived notions and perceptions. We have they could have built individual household latrines in at their houses, but that wouldn't have been a solution that would have worked because of social stigma and taboos present. So they work on community toilets. So always go for a solution that works. That is the quick key takeaway that I am taking away from Gram Vikas.
So adding to what Nargis said, I feel collaboration is more important than competition. I've been through the websites and they have like hundreds of collaborators, think tanks. I have worked with them because I belong to water policy and governance background. So I know it takes a lot of collaboration to be where they are right now. You cannot do it individually. You need a lot of funding, a lot of knowledge and a lot of brains.
The challenge is, let's say Gram Vikas is a good news for you. Okay? Devariya is not going to be. Watch out. And I can repeat this, I don't know if you heard me in those groups. You're going there not to judge, not to evaluate. Okay, we're done with this talk, but I'm just adding just 1 or 2 points here. Especially in the context of background of Gram Vikas. Now Gram Vikas, you went around freely, right? Devariya, you might even wonder saying, why the hell have I come here? Okay? So, well, that's what is so what? How can that kind of circumstances be transformed? When Joe Biden walked in, it was worse than what was in Devariya. Okay? And it just look at what's happened right now. And that's the possibility. And that is the possibility that we're looking at, and not going to be there stepping in saying, "Arey, Modi ji ne ye bataya tha, lekin dekho kya ho raha hai." Not here to evaluate, not here to judge. You are there to say, yes. Just for one example, right? Basically, it was declared as open defecation free zone, right? Things are cleaned up from that. What does it mean? What does that mean for us as citizens, right? What does it mean for the community? What does it mean for the people out there? Those are the harder questions to ask. And saying, look at what can be learned from that, and then help the communities build over that. That's where your development will happen. That's where the community development will happen. That's where the country's development will happen. Not in saying, yuck. That's the easiest thing that the whole country does. Right? So this just with one thought, I just want to leave this conversation. Thank you very much again.
And that was pretty thought-provoking. Any other questions? Do we have any other questions here? Okay, thank you guys. This is Group 18, Water and Sanitation.
Okay.